You're welcome to my channel, Mindset Academy, where we want to reproduce a figure that is displayed at the left-hand side of the screen using the principle of what? Isometric. Now, the first thing you do when you hear the word isometric projection is for you to draw your principal axis, that is the X, Y, and Z axis, right? So we should know very well in our heart that the Y-axis is the vertical one, standing straight this way, hope you can see that. And the x-axis is the left inclined axis at an angle of what? 30 degree. That means use your set square. We'll have this. Then the z-axis is the one standing this way. Hope you can see that they are all inclined at what? 30 degree using your what? Your set square. Now the next thing we have to do is to get the entire length, the entire width, and what? The entire height. So if you look at the figure carefully, this side here is the side my arrow is pointing, right? And the entire length there is given to what? 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, and that is what? 80. So I'm going to take my meter rule and I'm going to measure what? I'm going to measure 80 using my ruler. So from 0 here to 8 is 80, right? And the entire width here is giving us 40 plus 20, where my arrow is pointing, which is this side, as you can see. So we are going to measure 60. So we have from 0 here to 6. That is 60. And the entire height is the vertical one here, and that is 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, and that is still what? 80. So I'll take 0 and I'm going to measure what? 80. Hope you can see that. Now the same principle I used to draw my vertical line, right? So I'll take this here and I'll measure the vertical line, and I'll come here also. I'll also measure the vertical line. Hope you can see that. So let me bring it down so you have a clearer view of what I am talking about. Now the same thing you did here, you use this inclined line here to get this side. Hope you can see that. So I'm going to move it on my t-square until I get to the next point, the height of what? 90 here, and I'll draw it to touch the other side. I'll turn it this way around also. I'll do the same thing. From this, what I used to get here, I'll move it on it, and I'll move it to get the other part where they meet. Now see the center I used to get here, I'm going to move it to this end too, and I'm going to do the same thing. Hope you can see that. And here, what I used to get here, I'll move it also on that my t-square until I have this. That's one important of your instrument. It will avoid the repeating points. Now this is what we have here. So the next thing we're about to do is for we to start drawing our figure. Now if you look at this side here, this line you see here, it is what? It is thickened. So I'm going to thicken it. So with the help of my instrument, the end here, which is where my arrow is pointing, I am going to thicken it. Hope you can see that. And the length here also, I am going to thicken it, as you can see. Hope you can see that. And the other length here also, the arrow is pointing, I am going to thicken it. Hope you can see that. And the height here too, the arrow is pointing this end height here, I'm going to thicken it. Right? And the other length here too, the arrow is pointing, I'm going to thicken it also. And the other side here too, I'm going to thicken it also. Now once you've done that, you discover that there's a thickness here at this side that my arrow is pointing, and that is given out to be also 20. Why? Because from here to here is 20 and 20 is uniform throughout. So let me start from here. The arrow is pointing and I'll measure what? 20. Anywhere you want to measure your 20, you can easily measure it there. So let's do that and see. So if I should come here and I measure 20 here from 0 to 20, you know it is sticking. I can just stick in it once and for all to avoid me coming back there. Right? And I will take it down this way. Just see what I want to do. From here, draw your faint line to touch here, and from here also draw your faint line also to touch here. So on those faint lines, measure 20 up and measure 20 here. So let's do that and see. So if I should measure 20 here from 0 here, I'll measure 20, right? And from here also, I'll measure 20. Hope you can see that. So that is why I'll now use my instrument. I'll now take it from here to that point, and I'll complete it up from here to this other end point here, right? And I'll do the same thing here too. From where I measure 20, I'll take it to this point. Then here, I'll take it up to touch here, right? Here, I'll bring it down with faint line. And here, I'm going to take my thick line and connect these two. Hope you can see that. Now we are about to start what. So if you look at it carefully, the 20 here is only stopping at this point. So the rest here will be what? Faint line. So let's not get it twisted. Right? This is what? It is faint line. So I'm going to dampen here and I'll continue. So let me just start from here. So let's see how this goes. So I have from this point, I'm going to measure 20 from 0 to 20, which I'm going to take in. So once I bring that one down, I'll come immediately, I'll bring it down to 20, and I'll connect from this point. I'll close it up, and I'll close it up too. Now if you look at my arrow, there's another one coming out too. I'll bring it out by 20, and I'll bring it out too by 20. So if I use my meter rule and I measure 20 here, this 20, and I'll take in it. Then I'll come here, I'll take this one too this way, and I'll take this one too this way. Can you see that? I'll also bring it down too by 20, and I'll bring it down too by 20. So I'll measure the 20 here from 0 to 20, which I'll just take in once and for all. Then I'm going to take this from here to this side, and I'll take this one up. Hope you can see that. So the next one too, I'll do the same thing here too. Take here in by 20, also here also by 20, and I'll measure my 20 here with my meter rule. Which I'll just take in once and for all, and I'll close it up too. close it up, and also close it up too. Then I'll bring it down to touch here. This is 20. Then here will come down a little bit, faint line, and I will close it up by 20, and I'll thicken it too. Can you see that? Then I'll close it up. As you can see from the screen, we're only copying and what? And pasting. Right, so all this side here, we are going to what? Clean it off. So we have all the rest is thickened. Even here, also here is thickened. Right, and here also is thickened. Right, so this is what we have. So if you have found the video helpful, and your dimensioning is always very important to ensure that your dimension line is not touching the main figure, right, and your numbers are not resting on the lines. They should be a little bit spaced. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.